peaceful evening. I never suspected Inspector Lestrade would shortly be accusing me of the murder of a man I had yet to meet.
Do you like Vorjak?
Yes, you must play him sometime. I have been. Oh.
Do you care to go out?
Why?
Why, there's a walk somewhere. I feel restless.
Why don't you read, Holmes?
What, about the tigers of India?
Well, it's jolly interesting, especially about the female of the species.
Female of the species usually is.
It says here that they often attack when you think they're going to run, and run when you think they're going to attack.
Fascinating. Here.
Oh, no, really, Holmes.
Now, come. The exercise will do you good. You mustn't allow yourself to vegetate and grow static. Especially a man of your former violent habits. Tiger hunting in India, forced marches, Watson. Come on.
All right, then. All right. All right. But only a short one, mind. Because this is no time to go promenading blast. Bring my hat, will you?
There you are, boy. Anything wrong?
Well, look, this isn't my coat. It's very like it, but it just isn't.
Too small?
Well, yes.
Well, you probably picked someone else up at the... But...
No, Oh, look. There's a letter on here. Maybe it's got an address. Well, it doesn't make any sense.
Let's see. 12 heroes with broken feet. Unsigned.
Well, it sounds silly to me.
Written by a woman and dashed off in a hurry, too. It is a bold hand, Watson. A woman of strength and character. Capable of violence, I'd say. Like your tiger's friend.
Which of you two gentlemen is Dr. Watson?
I am, sir.
Thank goodness I found you, Doctor. The cloakroom attendant at the club told me this must be your coat, and yes, I see you have it, Doctor.
As a matter of fact, we've only just discovered the mistake. In fact, we were on our way back to the... I say, would you mind, Holmes?
Yes, of course. Thank you. There we are.
Oh!
So sorry. There we are.
Thank you, Doctor, and thank you. Good night, gentlemen. I'm sorry about the mistake.
Good night. Good night. I say, Holmes.
Yes, I know. He took your hat.
Oh, no, now, really, that's gone too far. There's a limit to these things. Really, these people.
Well, don't worry about it, Holmes. The cloakroom attendant at the club will know his name and address.
Well, it doesn't matter about that. I don't like wearing another chap's hat, you know. It's a personal thing. A hat like a toothbrush.
You're son of a title, I see. The family crest. Been to Russia, too. Samovar. A nice pair of icons.
You know, it was beginning to rain when we came in here. I hope that chap's had the decency not to get my hat absolutely soaked.
Watson. I see he composes, too. Well, someone does.
Holmes, what do you think you're doing? You just can't start barging into a chap's house and start playing his piano.
The violin is really my instrument, Watson, but I have a certain facility with the piano, even if I do say so. Do you know what this piece is called?
No, I don't. I couldn't care less. We should stop playing that thing.
The Spider's Web. A ballet, apparently. And at this point, the spider attacks the fly.
You gentlemen wish to see my husband? I'm Mrs. Chelton.
How do you do? I'm Dr. Watson. This is my friend, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Madam, I've come here to return your husband's hat. He left it in our flat this evening.
I thank you. I'm afraid my husband isn't home, Dr. Watson.
Well, I wonder if you'd be good enough to ask him if, at his earliest convenience, he could return mine.
My husband has other hats. Perhaps you...
Oh, no. Thank you very much indeed. I'm very partial to my own. Well, I'm sorry to have disturbed you, Mrs. Johnson.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes, madam?
May I ask, did my husband go to your flat to consult you professionally?
No, he merely came to return Dr. Watson's coat, which he had also taken by mistake.
Then, Mr. Holmes, I would like to consult you professionally.
My services are always available to anyone who has genuine need of them.
My husband is in trouble.
He gave us that impression.
He's being blackmailed.
By whom?
6 months ago, we returned to London from St. Petersburg, where my husband was military attaché. During his stay in St. Petersburg, he met a ballerina named Olga Yaklanov.
Yaklanov? Oh, yes, the premier danseuse with the St. Petersburg Imperial Ballet.
Yes, the troupe is playing in London now. They've been here all week. When my husband met Yaklanov in Russia, they became friendly. Oh, it was nothing more than friendship. You see, my husband is an amateur composer, and their friendship was based on mutual love of music.
I see.
During their friendship, my husband disclosed some military secrets unthinkingly to Yaklanov. She demanded £5,000, but then he was transferred to London. Now she's renewed her demands.
Your husband has told you of this?
Only of the original demand in St. Petersburg, but I know that she's renewed it here in London.
Do you expect him back this evening?
I don't know. His whole routine has been upset. Mr. Holmes, you must help.
Madam, I detest blackmail in any form. You'll hear from me tomorrow. Oh, by the way, what was the dancer's name?
Yaklanov.
Oh, yes. I wonder, would you mind writing it down for me? Thank you, madam.
Oh, madam, about my hat, I wonder...
Yes, Dr. Watson?
Oh, well, no, it doesn't matter. Did you knock on the door? There's a knock.
I am inside, Watson, not outside.
Well, it must have been somebody else. Wasn't me. I'm inside, too.
Ah, Inspector. Rather late for Scotland Yard to be up and about, isn't it?
Well, I'm sorry to get you out of bed at this time of night, Mr. Holmes. It's not a very pleasant business I've come about either.
Oh, look, I say, my hat!
Dr. Watson.
Holmes, look what this chap's done to it. It's absolutely soaked.
Dr. Watson, do you wish to make a statement? You're not obliged to, but I must warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used as evidence.
I won't half give this chap a piece of my mind when I catch up with him. I really will. What? What did you... Who'll use what again? Holmes, what's he talking about?
Dr. Watson, I must question you in connection with the murder of the Honorable Harry Shelton.
Murder? I'll murder him when I catch up with him. What?
Mr. Shelton was found murdered in St. James's Park, and your hat, Dr. Watson, was found beside the body.
Oh, an embarrassing predicament, eh, Watson? Can you explain it?
Well, what do you mean, can I explain it? Why, you know perfectly well how Shelton got my hat. Well, tell the man, tell him.
Straight, how was Shelton murdered?
Stabbed, Mr. Holmes. In the back. And we haven't been able to find a weapon yet.
Any other suspects? I mean, apart from our old friend Watson here?
Well, no, unless footpads did it. I'm sorry, Dr. Watson. That's evidence, you know.
Holmes, will you kindly tell Lestrade how my hat got mixed up in this affair?
Patience, Watson. Patience. Now go get yourself dressed. We're going to St. James's Park. If you don't mind waiting a moment, Lestrade. Oh, officer, you might keep an eye on Dr. Watson while he dresses. You never know. He may try and get out through the window.
Well, and this is a fine example of British justice. A fella comes and pinches your hat and you accuse me of murdering him to get it back. I've never heard of such a thing in my life. I think of all the cups of tea you've had free with us. It makes me absolutely...
Well, the body was lying about here, Mr. Holmes.
I see. You removed it immediately.
Well, almost immediately. Can't have bodies lying about St. James's Park, you know. Anyhow, it was raining.
Yes, of course. And the poor fellow may have taken cold. Oh, most considerate of you, Lestrade. It doesn't matter what evidence you may have destroyed.
Well, from what you tell me on the way up here, things are beginning to take shape.
You found anything in his overcoat?
No, nothing. Only that note you were talking about. You know, the one with the 12 heroes with the broken feet? Oh, that doesn't mean anything, I'm sure.
No, I suppose not, Lestrade. And you were saying that things were beginning to shape up, eh?
Oh, yes. Well, you see, Shelton met this woman in St. Petersburg. She comes to London with the ballet, and she wants to renew the friendship. He doesn't. So she lures him in here and stabs him. Very excitable, these Russian women. Take things like that seriously, you know.
So all you have to do is place her here in the park, eh, Lestrade?
Exactly.
You have all the evidence you need that she was here.
I have?
The note, Lestrade. It tells Shelton to meet her here tonight.
Well, I don't see it. 12 heroes with broken feet. What have 12 heroes with broken feet to do with her meeting him here tonight?
The numeral 12, Lestrade, obviously refers to 12 o'clock, midnight.
Yeah, well, what about the heroes with the broken feet?
A slight confusion on the lady's part. Probably the influence of Cockney stagehands. She added an H where there shouldn't have been one.
What?
Then spell it as she spelled it, but without the H.
E-R-O-S.
Precisely, and here he is. Cupid, the Greek god Eros, with his broken feet.
Oh, I see. Oh, then we have our murderess.
It would appear so, wouldn't it?
And now that the case is solved, perhaps I can go home and soak my feet.
No, I know nothing. Please leave me alone. Please, you will go.
Madam, I assure you...
Where is Sergei? Oh, Sergei, come quick, help me. They want to hang your poor little Petrushka. Where is Sergei?
Madam, we...
Go away, you're a bad man. Disappear, please disappear. What is that?
The spider's web. Shelton wrote it.
Mademoiselle, perhaps you'll be good enough to write as I dictate. 12 heroes with broken feet.
No, I do not do it, I swear. He was dead already when I go to meet him.
You wish to make a statement, madam? You're not obliged to do so, but I warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used in evidence.
He's got that expression on the brain, doesn't he?
I do nothing except dance. I do not kill. I am dancer. You do not believe me. Look, I show you.
Madam, please. Please, madam, I implore you.
Sergei, they say I kill Harry Shelton. Me, Yaklanov. Tell them I cannot kill you in a fly.
Who are you? Well,
How do you harm Mademoiselle Yaklanov like this?
I am Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard. And Madam Yaklanov...
And I am Sergei Smirnov, the director of the St. Petersburg Imperial Ballet. The Tsar himself shall hear of this outrage.
Then, Mr. Smirnov, perhaps you would be good enough to explain the exact relationship between Madam Yaklanov and Mr. Shelton. Madam appears to be, to say the least of it, incoherent.
So you had an acquaintance with Shelton in London?
Yes, Sergei. I saw him again. I meet Harry in St. Petersburg. He does not wish to be soldier boy, he tells me. He wished to make beautiful music like Tchaikovsky. He play his music for me. I say, Harry, you must be better soldier boy than you are music maker. You must be. It is not possible to be worse.
Such music, like noises in the air. He was ridiculous, yes?
Why was he looking at you like that, madam?
He has written ballet since he left St. Petersburg. The spider's web, he call it. He wish me to dance the spider.
No.
Me, Yaklanov, a spider. It is crazy.
And tonight you arranged to meet him in St. James's Park after the evening performance.
Yes, to tell him it is finished. No more will I listen to his music.
And did you meet him in the park?
Yes, but I was a little late. It was very dark. I see Harry on the ground, dead.
I see. You saw no weapon?
No, no weapon. I'm frightened. I ran away.
Not bad, Mr. Smirnov. It has certain merit.
Merit? Oh, who could possibly dance to noises like that? Here, listen. At the beginning, even, it is all wrong. Look, it should go like this. In 3/4 time. 1, 2.
Very pretty, Mr. Smirnov. But we happen to have a murder on our hands.
Oh, madam, does this dagger belong to you?
Yes, I killed myself with it.
Oh, no, really, madam, there's no need to go that far.
I believe, Watson, the lady means she kills herself with it in the ballet.
Yes, in the ballet.
There are some interesting traces of blood on that Lestrade.
No, it is not true.
I'm afraid, madam, I'll have to ask you to accompany me to Scotland Yard for further questioning.
You will go, Olga. It is only bluff.
Yes, Sergei. I will dress.
I will telegraph the Tsar. Himself. Personally. You will see. There may even be war. War! War! Bang!
Foreigners. Women. Nobody could be logical about them. Not even Sherlock Holmes.
Holmes, can't you think sitting down? This is the 3rd time I've read this page already.
Yaklanov's handwriting. That's what baffles me. The hand of a strong woman. And yet you saw her, Watson. No will of her own. Absolutely no will. It's illogical.
Well, the inspector seemed to think the same thing, but he's built up a pretty logical case against her with your help.
Perhaps too logical. Attack when you expect them to run, and run when you expect them to attack.
You know, Sheldon wrote pretty bad music. That could be a motive for murder. Thought about it myself on occasion.
But this handwriting, Watson. If only I could get to the bottom of it.
I say, Holmes, do you think they could let me have my hat back before the trial? I mean, the thing might drag on for days. Lestrade keeps on saying it's evidence.
Nope. There's only one thing to do. Have Lestrade confront Sergei Smirnov with Mrs. Chilton.
Why?
Because it's perfectly obvious why and by whom Chilton was killed. The only thing I can't get to the bottom of is this mysterious business of the handwriting.
Do you know who murdered Sheldon then?
Yes, of course I do. Don't you? Then you never met Sergei Smirnov before, Mrs. Chilton, either in St. Petersburg or London.
No, Mr. Holmes.
Brought Mr. Smirnov along as you asked me to, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, good.
Ah! Mr. Brazier!
I beg your pardon?
I am furious! Right in the midst of rehearsal, I am dragged away.
Well, I'm sure the good inspector apologized most profusely, Mr. Smirnov. I don't believe you've met Mrs. Chilton. Chilton.
Who?
Mrs. Chilton.
Ah, murder.
Then perhaps, Mr. Smirnov, you'd be good enough to play the introductory music to the Spider's Web Ballet for Mrs. Chilton, as you did for us last night. Eh? Didn't it strike you as curious, Lestrade, that Mr. Smirnoff should know Chelton's ballet music, which wasn't composed until after Chelton left St. Petersburg?
Well,
Yaklanoff didn't show it to him. She did everything she could to hide their meetings. That left only one place where he could have learnt that music. Here, in this house, at that piano, in Chelton's absence, naturally.
I don't follow you, Holmes.
The budding affair of the Heartless trade was not, as Mrs. Chelton would have us believe, between her husband and Mademoiselle Yaklanoff, but between herself and Mr. Smirnoff.
Between Smirnoff and Mrs. Chelton?
Ridiculous. Then how did you learn Chelton's ballet?
Do you wish to make a statement, sir? You're not obliged to do so, but I warn you that anything you say will be taken down and maybe...
Are these the shoes you meant, Holmes?
I believe so, Watson. Mrs. Chelton, did you by any chance go out last night, after Dr. Watson and I departed?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yet these are the shoes you were wearing. If you didn't go out, how do you account for the mud on the soles and the blades of grass? It didn't start to rain until after we left.
Mr. Holmes, I don't think it's necessary that I explain anything.
Do you mean she did it, or he did it, or both? Who are you accusing of murder, Holmes?
Mrs. Chelton, alone.
So you killed for love of me?
And accomplished the double task of placing the guilt on Mademoiselle Yaklanoff. You undoubtedly found her note in your husband's pocket.
To kill for love. I can understand. But to blame poor little Olga, that I will never forgive. Who would replace her in the ballet?
You seem to forget, Mr. Holmes, that the dagger was found in Mademoiselle Yaklanoff's room.
Ah, yes, the dagger. When did Mrs. Chelton have the dagger, Mr. Smirnoff?
3 days ago. I forget to leave it here after the ballet. The next day, Helene returned it to me.
With a few drops of her own blood on it.
Holmes, are you sure this time?
I was almost sure from the beginning, Lestrade. I just couldn't explain the handwriting and the temperament. And there really wasn't a logical explanation. I mean, the strong-minded woman with the weak handwriting, and the weak-minded woman with the strong handwriting. The inconsistency of the female, Watson. Yet she was clever in engaging me to make sure that Mademoiselle Yaklanoff would be suspected.
Mrs. Chelton, I must ask you to come with me to Scotland Yard. Do you wish to make a statement? You're not obliged to, but I warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used in evidence.
I must go and free poor little Olga from prison. She has suffered so. She'll dance so much better now. Oh!
You mean then, Holmes, that you knew Mrs. Chelton had committed the murder, but the one thing that confused you was her handwriting?
Her handwriting and character, Watson. The evidence was logical, but the personalities were not.
Well, they were logical enough in their way, Holmes. They were just feminine.
Yes, that's it, Watson. They were just feminine. I must devote more time to that, Watson. I must devote more time to that.
Slim. I'll be down in 2 shakes.
A visitor, Watson.
What, it is, sir?
Yes. Young lady who arrived in a covered wagon.
A what?
A covered wagon. And what do you find strange about that?
I'm looking, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
You've tracked him down, madam. Won't you come in?
Name's Minnie Malley, Mr. Holmes, from El Rondo, Texas. I'm sure glad to know you.
Well, I'm very pleased to know you. With Bison Jack's radio, I believe.
Say, how'd you figure that out?
Well, your dress is very charming, but scarcely commonplace in London.
Well, didn't have a chance to change to my store clothes. Came straight here from a hotel. Who's he?
Oh, he? Oh, no, that's Dr. Watson, my esteemed partner.
Howdy, Doc.
How do you do, indeed?
I'm sorry to bother you boys so late, but I got a case for you, Mr. Holmes. You're gonna like this one.
Yes, I'm sure. Won't you sit down?
No time to sit down. Not with that man in my hotel room.
Man in your room?
Well, don't get excited, Doc. It's all right. He's dead.
Oh, well, of course, in that case, What, dead?
With his head diced up a little, and my tomahawk laying next to him.
Great Scott.
Tell me, Miss O'Malley, who is this gentleman?
Dunno. Never saw the critter before in my life. Walked into my room after the show tonight, and there he was, stretched out on the floor, dead.
And it was your tomahawk?
Sure was. Used in the show, but I left it in my room tonight. Sherlock, you gotta get that hombre's body out of my room.
But, Miss O'Malley, one can't just...
Minnie's the name, Doc.
Well, Doctor, Doc is right, Minnie. It's considered illegal to move a body from the place of crime.
Well, it certainly is in England. Of course, I don't know what they do in Texas.
But it was illegal to tomahawk the critter in my room, too, wasn't it?
Well, I dare say it was, but wouldn't it be simpler to notify the police?
Sherlock, out Texas way we call in the sheriff when we want to make a fuss about something. I don't want to make a fuss about this. Just want to get that body out of my room. Pronto.
Pronto? Is that his name?
What language you talking, Doc?
Minnie, why don't you want to make a fuss about it?
Well, I'm aiming to get myself hitched.
Hitched?
Hitched. A hook, lasso, tied down. Wedding holy matrimony.
Oh.
And what would Freddie and his mother count to say if they found I got a dead man in my room?
Freddie, I presume, is your fiancé.
Yeah, the Earl of Worcester. Met him last week when he got tossed off a bronco. Landed in his lap.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of the title.
Well, Freddie calls it something else too, Doc. But it's spelled W-O-R-C-E-S-T-E-R. Worcester.
Oh, yes, I see, yes. Lord Worcester. Mm-hmm.
His ma'd be fit to be hogtied if I got in any kind of scandal.
Anglo-American relations are involved in this, Watson, to say nothing of chivalry.
Now, look here, Holmes, I know all about Anglo-American relations and then chivalry, but just the same,
Doc, maybe you better stay home tonight and leave this to me and Sherlock.
Yes, maybe you'd better. It might turn out to be a rather risky business, Watson.
Well, excuse me, what exactly is this?
It's a lasso, Doc.
Oh. Well,
You throw a heifer with it.
will you throw a half a where?
Well, you don't really throw a heifer, Doc. You just lasso him. Like this.
Now, really, what on earth do you think, young woman, you're doing?
And then...
What is that?
You
But
pull.
really,
All right, boys. Up you go.
I refuse point blank to travel in that disgusting conveyance.
Oh, don't be so narrow-minded, Watson. Come on, get in.
I tell you, I refuse point blank.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, Doc.
You'll regret this.
Take it away, Slim.
The man, after all, he has his principles. Hey, you mustn't do this to me. What do you think you're doing?
Faster, Watson, faster.
What do you think you're doing? I can't put up with this. You'll stagger me, you...
Come on now, Watson, hurry, hurry. Come on. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, don't get the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Come on, Watson, come on.
There he is, boys. Just like I left him. He's dead all right, isn't he, Doc?
He couldn't be deader. Yes. Nasty business, this. Whoever did it wasn't satisfied to hit him just once with that tomahawk. Hit him several times. Looks like a vengeance killing.
Sounds like an engine on the warpath.
I take it that this is the weapon you use in your performance, Minnie.
Yeah. Fella stands there with a cigarette in his mouth, and I throw the tomahawk at him, slice off the cigarette.
Bit risky, isn't it?
Not if I don't miss, Doc.
Oh, I see.
When do you estimate the time of death, Doctor?
Within the last 2 hours. It's perfectly straightforward. Penetration of the cerebellum. He was hit more than once.
Aged about 30, I'd say. Occasionally wore glasses. Aha. Wallet. No means of identification in it. Ah, what's this? No doubt about his profession, Watson. Skeleton keys.
By Jove, Holmes, a burglar. Then that means, of course, he was after some jewels, and he must have had a partner, and then he and his partner...
But he ain't got no jewels. Just some old engine beads, and who'd want them?
Now, the problem becomes, where can we put his body?
Now, look here, Holmes, we can't put his body anywhere. That's preposterous.
I've got it. We'll put it in the next room.
Oh, now, look, Holmes, listen, you've got to listen to reason. You can't possibly...
Anglo-American relations, Watson, remember?
Careful, Barton Jack doesn't see you. He's got his room down the hall.
Ah, thank you, my dear.
Doc, leave it to Sherlock.
My dear child, Holmes is the last person I'd leave this to. He has no more idea of when to stop than any man I have...
Number 13, across the passage. Most appropriate.
Couldn't think of a better. Come on now, time's a wasting.
All right, boys, all clear.
Come along, Holmes. Yeah. Holmes, what are you doing? Come along. I'm coming.
Mr. Holmes.
Hello, Tommy.
I've got something for you, Mr. Holmes. Something real odd.
Really, Tommy? What is it, eh?
Well, sir, I happened to be passing one of the rooms tonight, and I looked inside.
The door was open?
Not exactly open, sir. In fact, it was closed, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I think I do know what you mean.
Well, if a bloke wants to become a famous detective like you...
Well, really, Tommy, there are more ethical ways of becoming a detective than looking through keyholes, but since you did, what did you see?
Someone's hand.
Boy.
Yes, Mom?
There's a mouse in my room.
I'll get it right out, Mom.
How?
I'm coming right away, Mom.
Madam, might I suggest that you try mewing?
Mewing?
Yes, madam, mewing.
wasteful, if you ask me. I pay 3 shillings for my room, and I must mew like a cat.
Well, now, Tommy, perhaps you'll tell me about that hand that you saw.
Well, sir, all I saw was a hand turning a knob on a bedpost.
Hand turning a knob on a bedpost. That's very interesting. Thank you very much, Tommy.
Thank
now
you.
Run along and catch that mouse.
Thank you, sir.
Coming, madam.
A tomahawk, I think it's called, sir. A native weapon of the North American Indian. Used sometimes as a missile and sometimes as a hand weapon.
When I want the history of the tomahawk, Wilkins, I'll consult an encyclopedia. Yes? Oh, come in, Holmes. Dr. Watson?
Hello, Inspector. How are you?
Got your note, Lestrade. Anything interesting on hand?
Yes, murder. I thought you'd be interested. It's the kind of case you like.
Really? Why?
Well, the chambermaid found him like this a little while ago.
Ah.
Oh, poor chap.
Yes, he was killed by this tomahawk. It's a native weapon of the North American Indian, sometimes used as a missile, sometimes a hand weapon.
That's most observant of you, Lestrade. Have you identified the victim?
Oh, yes, of course. It's a burglar, the name of Sly Sam Slythe. Room belongs to Mr. Honeywell here. Mr. Honeywell is a salesman. Women's corsets.
Terrible. Terrible. A dead man in my room. I shall lose all my customers.
Yes, that must be very awkward for you. Holmes, don't you think this is a time for the magnifying glass, a little detection?
Well, Watson, I don't really like interfering in the Yard's cases. Besides, it seems plain enough without magnification.
Oh, you mean Mr. Honeywell?
What? I don't know anything about it. Inspector, I'm innocent. Think of my customers. All
Take it easy, Mr. Honeywell. No one's accusing you of anything. Now, the way I see it is this, Holmes. Sly Sam sometimes worked with a partner. They were on a job here together tonight. They broke into this room, quarreled over the loot, and Sly Sam tomahawked him.
Who owned the tomahawk?
The tomahawk?
Yes, of course, Lestrade, you know, Sly Sam Sly's partner might have been a Red Indian. Are you coming, Watson? Let me know if you find the owner of the tomahawk, won't you, Lestrade?
It was late in the afternoon, and the grey, depressing London weather did nothing to help clear up my confusion. Holmes kept silent as we walked, and it wasn't until the rain cleared and the gas lamps came on that he started to discuss the case.
Yes, but Holmes, what I don't understand is who put the tomahawk next to the body?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
But Holmes, Minnie's our client.
So she is.
Yes, but we moved the body so she won't be involved, and then you implicate her with the tomahawk.
But the tomahawk is evidence, my dear fellow. Would you have me disturb evidence? That's illegal, you know.
Well, really, yes, but... Well, you know, Holmes, I'm very surprised at you know, because, after all, Minnie is our client. And it's your duty to protect our clients, not to turn...
All right, boys. Grab air.
Grab air? Well, what's she talking about?
Reach for the ceiling, Doc. You too, Sherlock.
Oh, I believe she means, raise your hands.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
I'm right disappointed in you, Sherlock. I thought you were a straight shooter. You planted my tomahawk next to that critter's body, so I guess I'll have to shoot you. You got any last wishes, Sherlock?
Well,
And now we return to the case of the Texas Cowgirl.
Quite simple, really. The tomahawk I placed by the body was the one I found in the potted plant outside Minnie's room. The murderer undoubtedly hid it there, hoping to recover it later on.
You mean he used 2 tomahawks to kill Sly?
No, just one. He struck Slide with Minnie's tomahawk after he'd killed him, thereby giving the impression that Minnie had done it.
Well, someone's trying to frame me.
Obviously.
Well, who is it?
Could it be somebody in the rodeo?
My, no good, Doc. If anyone in the rodeo saw, they saw Bison Jack, not me. No one knows I'm a silent partner. Who's that?
Oh, one of Inspector Lestrade's emissaries, I expect. Come in. Oh, Mr. Holmes, Inspector. Inspector Lestrade asked me to give you this message. Oh, thank you, Wilkins. Aha. Just as I thought.
What is it, Sherlock?
Well, Inspector Lestrade thinks he's found the owner of the other tomahawk, the one that killed Slide.
But whose is it?
He doesn't say.
Well, come on, boys. Whoever the hombre is, he's the one that's trying to frame me.
Where's the inspector, Sergeant? In the room with the body? No, sir, he's in the room with running water. This one, sir.
Running water? But they've all got running water.
It means Chief running water, Doc. The engine in the rodeo.
Oh.
Well, I took your advice, Mr. Holmes. I found an Indian. Chief running water here. Indians in London, honestly.
Howdy, Chief.
Oh.
How do you do? Oh, Lestrade, has our friend admitted owning the tomahawk?
Well, I don't know. He keeps saying the same thing every time. You watch. Now, I'll ask you once again. Is this your tomahawk? Huh? You see?
He doesn't savvy English, Sheriff.
Oh, I don't think I've had the honor.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Inspector Lestrade, this is Miss Minnie O'Malley from Bison Jack's rodeo.
Oh, then, miss, perhaps you can help me to make this gentleman understand what I'm trying to ask him.
Sorry, Sheriff. He's a Blackfoot. All I speak is Apache.
Tomahawk. You catch 'em quick, kill White Chief?
Wanahana. What?
What do you want to do that for?
I reckon he thinks you're asking him to scalp you, Sheriff.
Holmes, this is impossible. When it gets to the point where I have to learn Blackfoot to talk to a murder suspect, well, really. What's he saying?
I believe, sir, he says the tomahawk belongs to Big Chief Bison Jack.
When I want suggestions from you, Wilkins, I'll ask for it. What?
He says that he saw Mr. Bison Jack tonight in the corridor outside room number 13, the room where the body of the deceased was found. He also suggests that perhaps we might...
Bison Jack? Why, sure enough, this is his tomahawk.
Then it's not his?
Sherlock, the varmint tomahawk sliced in my room, and then he went over...
In your room, Miss O'Malley?
A slip of the tongue, Straight. A slip of the tongue.
That's right, Sheriff. Slip of the tongue. Make 'em all the time.
Because that wouldn't make any sense either. Wilkins, find this Bison Jack person, or whatever they call him, and bring him to room 13.
Yes.
This ain't my tomahawk, Sheriff. Never seen it before. Anyhow, tomahawks all look the same to me.
It's the tomahawk you loaned me for my act tonight. Left mine in my room.
You didn't give us your tomahawk back to me, Minnie.
I certainly did, right after the act.
I don't rightly recollect your giving it back.
Chief Running Water... name. Chief Running Water said he saw you outside the door of this room tonight, Mr. Jack.
Yeah, wanted to talk over the act with Minnie.
Did Miss O'Malley answer the door?
No. I went straight back to my room. Did you get back here tonight before or after Minnie? I reckon it's before. Leastwise, Minnie wasn't in a room when I knocked. Tell me, Lestrade, did any of the guests report missing jewelry tonight?
No, why?
Well, they will soon.
But
you gave the solution yourself, Lestrade. The murderer was Sam Sly's partner. Weren't you, Mr. Honeywell?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You stole Bison Jack's tomahawk to kill your own partner here in this room. Then you planned to move his body back into Bison Jack's room.
This is ridiculous. If that's what I planned, why didn't I put the body into Bison Jack's room?
Because Bison Jack had already returned to his room from the rodeo.
In that case, I still wouldn't have left the body in my room. I could have put it in another room.
Come, Mr. Honeywell, don't let's get academic. Who placed the jewels in the bedpost?
yes. Who did place the jewels in the bedpost?
Well,
Would your employment with a corset firm stand investigation, Mr. Honeywell?
Yippee! That's the way, Doc.
Really, Dr. Watson?
Nice opener, partner.
He's all yours, Inspector. Middle of this. There we are. Holmes.
Thank you, Watson. Bread?
See, you can really twirl that rope, Doc.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think there's much to it once you get the hang of it, you know.
Say, Sherlock, how'd you know that Honeywell dragged the body from his room to my room?
Well, the tracks in the corridor. 2 heel marks in the carpet. Quite obvious.
Golly, you could be an engine scout.
Minnie, may I ask you something?
Sure can.
Would you really have shot me?
Well, I reckon not. Maybe just wounded you a little. Let's do you, boy.
Let's do you, Minnie.
minutes till showtime. Why not add to your enjoyment with a delicious confection and drink at our attractive refreshment stand? 2 minutes till showtime. Tempt your taste with the wide variety of mouth-watering snacks available at popular prices at our refreshment stand. Till showtime. Satisfy yourself with a thirst-quenching drink. Your favorite beverage awaits you at our refreshment stand. The show is about to start, folks, but the refreshment stand will remain open for your pleasure.
The city you consider as home is never so attractive as when you return to it after long and difficult times in other parts of the world. My name is Dr. John Watson. I had served and been wounded in the more remote regions of Afghanistan and had been discharged from the army with specific instructions to rest. The sight of London again was already working its soothing tonic. As I rode through the familiar streets, I never suspected that a chance introduction would lead me into the most amazing adventure of my entire life.
Watson, old man!
Hello, how have you been? It's good to see you.
Not as well as you, obviously. You look great, old man. Heard you were wounded.
Well, it could have been much worse.
Sit down. Care for a drink?
Have one.
Good. Well, what are your plans now?
Got nothing really at the moment. I'm looking for lodgings. Trying to solve the old problem of comfortable quarters at a reasonable price.
That's odd. There's the second man today that's used that expression.
Who's the other?
Well, you wouldn't know him. He's doing some work in the chemical laboratory at the hospital. Might be interesting.
Yes, well, I wouldn't mind sharing a flat with somebody if he was all right.
Well,
Anything wrong?
Oh, no. He's rather strange.
Well, what's wrong with him?
Oh, nothing wrong with Holmes. That's his name, Sherlock Holmes. Well, when I saw him this morning, he was doing some research with a corpse.
Oh, what was he doing?
He was beating it with a stick.
I beg your pardon?
Did you ring, sir?
Touche, Inspector.
Very good, sir.
What did you say this Sherlock Holmes fellow was doing?
He was beating a corpse with a stick.
Oh? What in heaven's name do you want to do that for?
He wanted to find out if it was possible to inflict a bruise on a body after death.
Why?
You know?
Did you ask him?
That's another strange thing about this Holmes. Somehow, one never thinks to question him.
It really works. You realize you've just entered the greatest chapter in the history of forensic medicine. You're Dr. Watson.
Yes, I am. What works?
Foolproof test for hemoglobin. You realize what this means, of course.
No, I don't. You must be Sherlock Holmes.
It will create a revolution in criminal investigation. Yes, I'm Holmes.
How did you know I was Watson?
Because you've just come back from Afghanistan. How do you do?
How you do? How did you know I just come back from Afghanistan?
Well, it's written all over you. The problem has generally been that a man is suspected of a crime months after the crime is committed. Then when they find bloodstains on objects of clothing, they can't be sure if it's blood, mud, or rust stains. But this solves the whole thing, of course.
Oh, of course. Of course. Stanford told me you're looking for someone to share a flat you'd found.
Do you know, if this test had been in existence a year ago, it would have meant that von Bishop of Frankfurt would most certainly have been hung. And that goes for Mason of Bradford, Muller, and O'Fay, naturally.
Naturally. Who are these people?
Did you know, I'm delighted to meet you, Watson. I think you'll like the flat. It's in Baker Street, by the way. Oh, we could pop round this afternoon and have a look at it if you care.
Yes. Oh, yes, rather. I'd like that.
Good. Did you mind if I play the violin?
No, go right ahead.
No, I don't mean now. I mean when we're sharing the flat.
Oh, no, of course not. I like a bit of good music.
Oh, good. I'm not very good.
Oh. Tell me, Holmes.
Yes.
How did you know I just got back from Afghanistan?
Well, it's obvious.
Now, that's what you said before. It isn't a bit obvious.
You're a doctor, that much we know. But with the air of a military man, therefore an army doctor. You've acquired a sunburn. I know it's not your natural color because your wrists are white. Your eyes tell me that you've recently been ill. I'd say some sort of tropical fever. You use your left arm stiffly as though you'd sustained a wound. Now the problem becomes, where would an army doctor have contracted a fever, sustained a wound? The answer, my dear Watson, is in the present campaign in Afghanistan, naturally.
Naturally. Of course, it's obvious. Naturally.
We examined the rooms at 221B Baker Street that afternoon and promptly moved in on the following day. I had, at this point, known Sherlock Holmes for only 24 hours. But the man's fantastic powers of perception, coupled with the almost unpredictable personality I'd ever encountered, kept me in a state of constant surprise when I wasn't being shocked. It was unbelievable, the things he knew, and the things he didn't know.
Now, really, my dear Holmes, you mean to tell me you didn't know that the Earth moved round the sun?
Really?
But every schoolchild knows that.
Well, now I know it, too, and I shall promptly proceed to forget it.
But why?
Yes, why? Why should I remember it?
Well, because it's a natural phenomenon.
Well, is it important? Does it affect us? If you told me the Earth went round the moon, would it make any possible difference to our way of life?
Well, you put it that way, no.
then it's useless information, and I shall do my best to forget it. I advise you to do the same.
At times, I thought the man was joking and simply having a bit of fun at my expense. But I soon learned that he was in dead earnest. I also, unknown to him, made a brief classification of the man's knowledge. Literature? Nothing. Philosophy? Nothing. Astronomy? Nothing. Politics? Disinterested. Botany? He knew everything there was to know about poisons, and absolutely nothing about practical gardening. Chemistry? Profound. Sensational literature? Without question, Sherlock Holmes knew the details of every horror perpetrated in the last 100 years.
I believe we have a visitor.
Really? Is he coming here?
I believe so. I would also say he's a retired sergeant of Marines.
Oh, you know the man?
I've never clapped eyes on him before in my life.
Well, in that case, that's one of the wildest statements I ever heard. How can you possibly guess he's a retired sergeant of Marines? You've never seen him.
A guess, my dear Watson. A calculated deduction.
Yes, he is coming up here. Do you mind if I ask him his profession?
Oh, by all means. Now, where did I put my violin case?
Oh, it's over here. There you are.
Ah, my old friend.
Come in.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I have a message here from Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Sir?
Do you mind telling me your occupation?
Not at all, sir. I'm a civil servant employed by the police department.
Thank you. I just wondered.
Not at all, sir.
How long have you been with the police department?
Just a year, sir. Before that, I was a sergeant in the Marines. Good day, gentlemen.
How did you know?
An interesting letter, Watson. A very interesting letter. Perhaps you'd like to come with me.
Where?
To catch a murderer, of course.
Of course. How did you know that that man was an ex-sergeant of Marines?
Who?
A messenger from the police.
Oh, yes, the retired sergeant of Marines.
That's what I said.
Well, there's nothing mysterious about such observations, my dear Watson, but unfortunately when explained, they lose their romantic order of mystery. My decision was based on observation and logical deduction. The man had a large anchor tattooed on the back of his hand. This was visible from our window.
I admit I didn't notice it at the time, but since you mention it, I think there was an anchor.
Oh, there was indeed. He also wore regulation sideburns and had a slight nautical roll. Thus I judged him a Marine. Oh, guess, I grant you, but only a refinement of guesses one makes every day. Don't be so disgruntled, Watson. Test your own powers of observation. We are entering the perfect situation.
Oh, what are we entering?
A house that holds a murdered man. Is Inspector Lestrade inside?
Yes, sir. May I have your name, please?
Yes, Sherlock Holmes. This is Dr. Watson.
Oh, that's quite all right, sir. Inspector Lestrade gave instructions to admit you.
Oh, good. Oh, by the way, has the body been removed?
No, sir, but the medical examiner's just gone.
Oh, thank you. Let's hope they haven't moved things about too much. The police forces of the world seem to have an organized science of messing things about.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Holmes.
Now then, move along there, everybody. Move along. There's nothing to see today.
I don't know. I swear I don't know. I tried to help him. Don't you believe me? I had to do what I could. It was instinctive.
Instinctive for a woman like you to commit murder.
That's not true. You know it's not true. I know you hate me, but you can't believe I'd do a thing like this.
Yes, I can, and I do.
Please.
She's a murderess. You know it as well as I. She murdered your brother.
It's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Your entire story's a lie. The relationship you had with my son was a lie. My son's been murdered. This girl's a murderess. Why she did it, what her motive was, I don't know. They were engaged without my blessing. I can only be grateful that she gains nothing by her crime. Your duty now is to convict her.
Just a moment, please. Notice the angle of incision, Watson.
Yes.
Well, the force of the blow and the general penetration of the upper region of the chest. How long would you estimate before loss of consciousness?
Well, it's difficult to say.
30 seconds. Minutes?
Oh, between the two.
I see. And death?
Shortly thereafter.
2 minutes? 3?
3 or 4, I'd say.
Thank you, Watson. All right, take him out. Ah, forgive the interruption. I would prefer to have been invited before the body had been moved.
I thought you'd be interested, Holmes.
Oh, thank you, Lestrade. Well, may I introduce my friend, Dr. Watson, Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
How do you do?
How do you know?
So you're completely stuck, eh, Lestrade?
What do you mean?
Well, you thought I'd be interested. Why don't you admit it? You're in a jam. Magnificent cabinet work, don't you think?
What you say isn't exactly true, Holmes. I've done you a favor. This is an interesting case. Of course, there are 1 or 2 unexplained details, but I don't believe it'll be long before we're
What's
clear.
your principal problem?
There's no motive.
I found this girl with a knife in her hand. My brother lying dead on the floor.
I found Peter on the floor. I tried to help
By stabbing him?
by removing the knife. Anybody would have done the same thing. I love him.
Oh, my dear young lady, there's no cause for you to alarm yourself. No one's accusing you of, of what happened.
This would be a clear-cut case if only she had a reason for murdering him. There happened to be a policeman outside the house during the murder, and he said that no one came in except her.
Well, what about the others? Who benefits by her death?
Well, no one. The estate was left in such a way that if he died before he married, everything went to charity.
My dear Inspector Lestrade, he didn't die before he married. This young lady and the man whose body was carried out of here have been married for at least a week. In the event of his death, I imagine everything passes to her.
And now we return to the case of the Cunningham heritage.
How did you know they were married?
Weren't you?
Yes, a week ago.
Then you do benefit by my brother's death. You're his heir.
I don't know if I am or not. I only know I didn't kill him. I swear I didn't.
Where were you married?
We went down to Brighton last weekend.
Well, why didn't Peter say anything about it?
I don't know. He asked me not to say anything, so of course I didn't.
I'm afraid, young lady, I'll have to ask you to accompany me to headquarters.
Sam.
Excuse me, Inspector. I think I should tell my mother.
Oh, yes, of course.
Tell me, Holmes, how did you know they were married?
Well, the man's hands had the remains of a sunburn and the fading marks of a narrow ring, but not as yet that indentation of the finger a ring generally leaves. A weekend in the sun at Brighton explains the whole thing perfectly.
I didn't notice these things.
Yes, I know. The young lady's hands were also sunburned, and to the same degree.
Then the case is solved.
Yes, it would appear so, wouldn't it?
What are you looking for? How do you see that? What?
Here, use this.
Well, that's only the cut in the carpet.
Yes, but it's a fresh one.
Yes, but what does it mean?
That's a good question.
You'll stop looking for clues now, Holmes.
Ah, you've solved the case then.
Completely.
Oh, splendid.
Seems this girl had a record. 9 months in the woman's prison in Holloway, from the 21st of February 1892 to the 21st of November 1892. She was employed as a governess and convicted for stealing £300 from her employer.
It's quite true. I knew you'd find out sometime. I made a mistake 5 years ago, but I paid for it. But Peter knew all about it before we were married. I never tried to hide it from him.
You didn't know what else you had in mind.
I had nothing else in mind except that I loved him.
I'm afraid I must ask you to go with the office on this. Rather, madam. Well, that's how I like my cases. Fast and simple.
Oh, indeed. You must tell me some more about it.
Well, there's nothing to tell, really. Her story was that Peter asked her to call here at 10 sharp. She arrived, found the door open for her, came in here and found him writhing on the floor with a knife on his chest. She screamed, pulled it out. Just then, Brother Ralph walked in. Peter died without saying another word. So she stabbed him for the inheritance and was caught in the act. Simple.
Well, falling off a log. Couldn't be simpler, could it, Watson? I still think it's a tragedy.
Yes, but in my job, Dr. Watson, we run up against it all the time. Yeah?
No, thank you. Well, I suppose you've had some amazing adventures.
Yes, but one learns to have a real philosophy of life and get a good perspective.
Yes, I suppose. But just the same, I think it's a pity.
Just another case of a clever girl being too clever.
For a clever girl who intended to murder her husband, he certainly chose the most stupid possible way to commit the crime.
What was that?
Well, what's this?
Checkbook.
Oh, amazing deduction, Lestrade. Look.
So Peter Cunningham drew a check for £1,000.
6 weeks ago. And 5 weeks ago. And 4. And 3. And 2. And that's all.
Well?
They're drawn to cash.
Well, I don't get your point. He was a very rich man.
Well, it's a great deal of cash.
It was his own money. I suppose he could do what he liked with it.
You may have hit the proverbial nail, Lestrade.
Now, look here, Holmes. You're trying to start something that just doesn't exist.
Oh, do you think so?
I have a great deal of respect for your opinion, Holmes. But your trouble is that you can't leave things alone. If there isn't a mystery, you have to make one, or you're not happy.
You're right, I'm not happy. There are marks on the carpet indicating a struggle. The man whose body was carried out of here was over 6 feet in height. If he had struggled with the girl who had left here, I don't think he'd have lost.
She surprised him.
Oh, but he was expecting her.
That's her story. I'd say she sneaked up on him.
What, and stabbed him in the chest? How do you sneak up on someone and stab him in the chest, Lestrade?
Now, look here, Holmes. You're trying to start something, and I just won't stand for it. That girl's a jailbird, and she's guilty, and she's going to hang. And that's the end of the case.
I see Inspector Lestrade is up to his usual mental gymnastics, trying to hammer square pegs into round holes.
Well, Lord, it's been a great pleasure meeting you, Inspector.
I warn you to keep away from that man, Holmes, or you'll be insane in less than a week.
What time is it?
Oh, 10:30.
Perhaps you'd like to take a little stroll with me.
Why?
I'd like to investigate this afternoon's affair a bit further.
Oh, yes. I'd like that. I thought you'd forgotten about it.
Not at all. I've been thinking about it all evening. Shall we go? Then we must exchange our thoughts en route.
Where are we going?
To the Cunningham house.
I didn't know you'd made an appointment there.
I didn't.
Oh, well, who do you expect to see?
No one, I hope.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, Holmes, and I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean when you say you want to go to the Cunningham house and you just... You can't do that.
What?
Well, you can't break into the house.
Why not?
It's against the law, that's why not. Why, if we're caught...
That's it.
What is?
If we're caught.
But that makes no difference. It makes no difference at all. The thing is, if we're caught, it's against the law. Quickly now. But look, Holmes, we can't... Come on.
Good evening, Inspector.
Good evening, Sergeant. Everything all right?
Yes, sir.
I just thought Sherlock Holmes might have dropped by.
Where'd you get the key?
Oh, the key is a burglar's too. A burglar's too?
Street clear?
Yeah.
How do you know he's out?
Yes, I had a spy watching the house. Go through that cabinet.
What am I looking for?
Oh, papers, bank statements, anything to indicate passage of money from Peter Cunningham's account. Go on.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Looking for something and you don't know what in order to catch somebody and you don't know who. Quite ridiculous. Nothing over my side.
Keep looking.
Who do you think's got it? Whatever it is we're looking for.
Why did Peter Cunningham try to hide the fact of his marriage? A week or a month with the main indifference as far as his mother was concerned. She would never have consented to his new bride anyway.
He married her to prove to me that my blackmail wouldn't stop him. And then he withheld the fact in order to give me 1 week to clear out of the country before he exposed me.
The money he paid you went to buying up your promissory notes.
I was being pressed, Mr. Holmes. My brother's engagement to a jailbird gave me a perfect opportunity to extract a little money from him. In fact, if he hadn't been such a bullhead, it would have gone on for quite some time.
A jailbird, as you put it, makes the perfect murder suspect.
Perfect, Mr. Holmes. And you and Dr. Watson make perfect burglary suspects. When I report your death to the police, they can't possibly blame me for defending the sanctity of my home.
Well done, Watson.
Oh, I could have done a bit better, only it was my bad shoulder.
Quite all right, Watson. Think no more about it.
So that's our murderer.
Yes, the only possible one, of course. Only a man could have struck that blow. Peter died, as you say, within 3 or 4 minutes.
And there was a bobby outside the whole time.
Yes. Crystal clear.
Oh, it's completely obvious. Well, what do we do now?
What's going on here? Who fired that shot?
We will sit with the good inspector, and with the aid of our evidence, a bit of logic, and a few simple diagrams, we will endeavor to convince him that night follows day, and that 1 and 1 inevitably makes 2.
How did you two get in here anyway?
Now, Inspector, calm yourself, calm yourself. Come, sit down. Now, there's a good fellow. Sit right here. Now, you see, we have a great deal to talk about.
Also present with Inspector Lestrade was Dr. John Watson and a personal friend of the inspector's, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. This is ridiculous. It's fantastic. This isn't the way it happened at all.
This will revolutionize investigation, Watson.
This whole account is a lie.
Fingerprints, Watson. That's the coming thing.
Oh, nonsense. What are you going to do about this?
A bit more research. Here, give me your fingers on the sheet of paper.
Oh, were you going to sit there with these disgusting little smudges and let them get away with this?
Beg your pardon?
Well, I won't. They're going to hear from me. Brilliant Inspector Lestrade, indeed. Why, it took you 3 hours to convince that bonehead. I don't know. Never in mind his eyes by her. This young lady was innocent.
Huh. I wonder if he got more than a shoulder wound in Afghanistan. Oh.
Inspector Lestrade, at once.
Your name, sir?
Dr. John Watson.
He's expecting you, sir.
In a way, I believe he is.
Well, I'll tell him you're here, sir. You can go in, sir.
Ah, Dr. Watson, I didn't expect to have the pleasure of seeing you again so soon.
Will you kindly read that?
What is it?
Read it.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Oh. I think it's disgraceful, sir. Absolutely disgraceful. What? Yes, and I'm glad you're here so that I can tell it to you personally. Why, you and I both know that it was Sherlock Holmes who solved the Cunningham case. If it wasn't for his brilliance and his persistency, the facts would never have been brought to light. And I think it's scandalous, sir, that the newspapers should have given me all the credit and said so very little about his magnificent achievement. What do you think, Doctor?
I absolutely agree with you.
I'm glad you're on my side, Doctor.
Why, of course, I'm so glad you take it that way.
What does Holmes think?
Oh, he doesn't mind, you know. He doesn't care who gets the credit.
Oh, dear old Holmes, such a modest fellow.
Yes,
well, look, you must give him my kind regards. Yes. And tell him that, although I know he doesn't think anything about it, I intend to get the newspapers to get the facts straight.
Well, that's very good of you, Inspector.
Oh, what's Holmes doing these days?
Well, the last time I saw him, he was playing about with a lot of ink smudges and talking about the prints that fingers make.
No. Good old Holmes. Always experimenting.
Inspector Lestrade, sir.
Yes, what is it?
There's been a murder reported at the home of Lord Beryl.
What, Lord Beryl of the Foreign Office?
That's him, sir.
I'll be right with you. Excuse me, Doctor.
Yes, of course.
Lord Beryl. This is going to be a tricky situation to handle, what with the Foreign Office and who knows what else.
Yes. Can I be of any assistance?
I don't think so, Doctor. Oh, perhaps as a medical man. Mind you, I don't know what to expect, but I think you would be of invaluable assistance.
Say no more.
Here's the address, sir. Your carriage is waiting outside.
Oh, thank you very much.
Perhaps you'd care to acquaint Sherlock Holmes with what has happened.
Well, I don't know. I don't know myself what's happened.
As you said, the people involved make this case rather delicate. Perhaps a little suggestion now and then might help facilitate matters. One never knows.
Yes, you're so right. Take a message to Mr. Sherlock Holmes of 221 Baker Street.
221B?
Yes, of course, 221B Baker Street. Tell him what has happened and drive him to Lord Beryl's residence.
Yes, sir.
And tell him Dr. John Watson is already there. The flat's the first floor up.
Yes, sir. Very good, sir.
221B Baker Street.
Come in. Excuse me, Mr. Holmes.
Yes?
I have a message for you, sir. There's been a murder committed at the home of Lord Beryl. Inspector Lestrade and Dr. Watson have already gone there.
Thank you. Would you care to have some tea?
Some tea, sir?
Yes.
Is that what you're making?
Oh, come along. Come and have a look at this. I'm working on an extract from a special series of pygmy poisons.
Oh, very interesting, sir.
Tea?
Well, yes, I don't mind if I do.
You take milk?
Yes, sir, please, sir, if I may.
Splendid. Sugar?
Thank you, sir.
Where did I put that sugar? Ah, that's it. It's right here. Help yourself.
Thank you, sir.
So.
What's this you're doing here, sir?
Well, I believe that certain poisons, if taken in the correct doses, can actually have beneficial rather than fatal effects.
Now, that's very interesting, sir.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
And what's all this over here, sir?
Oh, that? Oh, those are some tropical leaves. They were sent to me by a friend of mine who hunts in that part of the country. The essence, you see, passes through this tube, down here and across the table, and is condensed in that retort there.
And what's that stuff in the bottom there?
That's lime. That acts as a catalytic agent to combine the essence of the leaves with a dark, tar-like substance, which you can see at the bottom.
Inspector Lestrade, I demand to see my wife. You've kept me waiting half an hour, and now I should like an explanation.
Of course, you're entitled to one, sir. You know that Karl Oberstein was murdered in your study.
I was informed of that, and it is a tragedy, of course. But I still don't see that is...
Lord Beryl, your wife has confessed to shooting him.
What?
That's why I couldn't allow you to see her. We were taking her statement.
What does she say?
Apart from the actual confession of murder, she refuses to say anything. You may go in now if you wish, Lord Beryl.
What's that you're putting in now, sir?
Well, it's a form of acid dye. Yeah. That's all right. Oh, where have you two been all the afternoon?
Didn't the sergeant tell you?
Oh, yes, I remember. There was a murder somewhere. Was it interesting?
No, Mr. Dwight.
Uh-huh. Well.
Straight, come and have whiskey and soda. Whiskey and soda, Lestrade.
I don't know. I'll be off duty in 5 minutes. Yes, I think that'd be all right. Don't... Neat for me.
Well, sit down if you can find yourself a place.
There you go.
Yes, well, I think we can leave that to boil for a little while now. Now, gentlemen, what's the problem? Who was murdered?
A man named Karl Oberstein.
Oberstein. Oh, yes, I remember. An Austrian chap.
He was originally, but of course, for a number of years, he's been a freelance agent.
Mm-hmm. Buying and selling anything he can get his hands on, eh?
But his hands in a bit too much this time. Lady Beryl shot him. Holt Smith, 38.
Oh, really?
It was a nasty bit then. I examined the body before it was removed. Entire back of the head gone. Instantaneous death, of course.
Did you find the bullet?
No, the police surgeon will do that. It hadn't come out.
Yes, and that shot in the back of the head removes any possible chance Lady Beryl may have had of claiming self-defense. You're off duty now, aren't you, Wilkins?
Yes, sir.
You may go home.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure working for you this afternoon, Mr. Holmes. Like to know how it all turns out.
I'll let you know.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
I feel sorry for Lord Beryl. There'll be quite a scandal when this appears in the papers.
Yes, there certainly will be.
I wonder why Lady Beryl lied to you.
What nationality was Lady Beryl originally?
Well, she was born in Austria, although she was brought up in America. She's been here in England for the past 5 years, since her marriage, you know.
It's a shame a woman like her has to remain in prison. Still, she might decide to tell you... What did you say?
I beg your pardon?
What did you say just now?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, yes, you did. You said, I wonder why Lady Beryl lied to you.
Oh, that?
Yes, what did you mean?
Nothing, except, of course, that Lady Beryl didn't shoot this chap Oberstein at all.
But she confessed to it.
Nonsense. She didn't shoot Oberstein because Oberstein wasn't shot. His head was bashed in with a blunt instrument. The revolver you claim was the murder weapon actually belonged to Oberstein. She found it lying by his side and pretended she'd done it in order to shield her husband. She's no more guilty than you two are. Would you hold that like a good fellow, please?
Would you please repeat that?
Of course, it's as plain as a... Here, would you mind holding that?
Oh, well, it's not plain to me.
Well, you told me that Lady Beryl confessed to shooting Oberstein. But Oberstein wasn't shot. Just because you find a man with the back of his head shattered and a gun lying by his side is no reason to assume he's been shot. Thank you. You also assumed that the bullet had lodged in Oberstein's cranium because it hadn't emerged through the front. Now, any student of elementary ballistics knows that the greatest damage to the skull is on the opposite side to which the bullet entered. The point of entry is always clean.
But the gun we found was an Austrian gun, and Lady Beryl is an Austrian.
Now, there's a logical bit of reasoning for you. Would you mind holding that, please?
Lady Beryl saw Oberstein lying there and jumped to the same conclusion we did. Well, Lady Beryl's innocent.
Then somebody else is guilty.
Brilliant.
We've got to get back to the premises and re-examine them for clues. You come with us, Holmes. This nonsense can wait.
Nonsense?
Nonsense.
Nonsense? Did you say nonsense? I'll have you know, Inspector Lestrade, that if the law enforcement agencies of this country were a little, an infinitesimal amount more advanced than ancient Neolithic man, I would not have to be doing the basic research work that will in time benefit police bureaus throughout the earth.
You may have a point, Mr. Holmes.
A point? The only point is human, of which there is a paucity in the halls of our defense from the public.
So do you really think?
I certainly do think that. I'll tell you a few other things, Inspector.
And now we return to the case of Lady Beryl.
Yes, is to be dependent 90% on a good memory. Details, Lestrade, those are the things.
She's in here, and normally I'd detain her for confessing to a crime she didn't commit, but, well, what with the Foreign Office and all that, I don't believe I will.
No, Lestrade, you don't want to hold her.
Much easier to solve the crime if she's out.
Exactly.
Inspector Lestrade. We're releasing you.
So I understand.
Do you know why?
No.
We've been able to prove that you didn't commit this murder you confessed to.
I see.
We would, however, like an explanation as to why you confessed to this crime.
I prefer not to explain my actions, Inspector.
You realize, of course, that your actions are in themselves punishable and that we could detain you.
I see.
You still prefer to make no statement?
That is correct.
Very well, Lady Beryl. You'll be released as soon as the formalities can be cleared.
Thank you.
Human beings lie to gain, to cover, or to protect.
I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Holmes. Please consider me forever in your debt.
Not at all. You're in the Foreign Office, aren't you, Lord Beryl?
I am.
Had you ever met Herr Oberstein before?
I had.
Exactly when?
Last week.
For the first time?
And the last time.
I see. I believe it was his habit to offer large sums of money to men in key positions for the information they may have had in their possession.
I believe that was his habit, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you. Oh, Lord Beryl, while your wife is on her way here, I wonder if I might look at the premises of the crime.
Well, of course, of course. It happened in the study.
With your permission.
My house is yours, sir.
Thank you.
Well, now, let me see. Karl Oberstein was lying about there. Of course, it's been removed.
Yes, of course. I see you cleaned everything up with your usual remarkable efficiency, Lestrade.
Now, look here, Holmes. I didn't know there was going to be any mystery about this affair.
Oberstein's head was here, Holmes, and his feet were there.
Thank you, Watson. Where was the gun lying?
To the left of the body.
Nearer the head or the feet?
Nearer the head.
Was Oberstein face up or down?
Face up. I had to turn him over to examine him.
Has there been any effort made to gain forceful entry into the house?
None was reported. What?
Lord Beryl, do you use glasses when you read?
Yes, I do. These.
Are they your only pair?
Yes.
Who first discovered the body?
I believe my secretary.
Is he here?
Yes. I'll call him.
Thank you. Lestrade, where was Lord Beryl at the time you estimated the crime was committed?
He'd been at a meeting with high government officials all day.
Oh, good.
Why did you ask about the glasses, Holmes?
It's because Lord Beryl wears glasses when he reads. But Lady Beryl confessed to a crime she didn't commit.
What?
This is my secretary, Mr. Ross. You've met Inspector Lestrade and Dr. Watson. This gentleman is Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
How do you do?
I understand it's through your efforts that Lady Beryl was returning home.
Partially through my efforts. I wonder if I could impose upon you, Mr. Ross.
Of course, sir.
Would you mind taking these sheets of paper and roughly outline the position in which you discovered the body?
Outline it in scraps of paper.
If you would be so kind.
Why, of course.
What's the purpose of that?
How many men have you on the premises, Lestrade?
2 outside. Why?
Oh, good. I wonder if you'd mind taking them into the garden behind this window and making a thorough search of the premises for a radius of 30 feet.
Looking for what?
Anything that doesn't belong in a garden.
Are you serious, Holmes?
Completely. Let's got him out of our way. Have you examined your safe, Lord Beryl?
I have, Mr. Holmes. All my papers are intact.
Excellent. Does Mr. Ross have the combination to your safe?
Yes.
There's been no question of robbery.
Of course not, Ross. One must ask these questions in an investigation.
Of course.
Good afternoon, Lady Beryl.
Nina, my darling. How are you?
I'm all right, George. Quite all right.
You must rest. This experience must have been horrible for you.
It's all right. It didn't last long enough to be too difficult.
I don't know how, but Holmes has solved the entire thing.
Has he really?
Not entirely, Lady Beryl. Not yet.
Do you expect to?
I can only hope to.
Mr. Holmes, if there's anything I can do to help.
If it would not be too much of an imposition, Lady Beryl, I would like you to retake the position in which Mr. Ross discovered you when he entered the room.
Mr. Holmes, my wife has had a harrowing experience. Please consider her nerves at this point.
You're forgetting, Lord Beryl, that your wife confessed to a crime she didn't commit. The circumstances are somewhat exceptional. But if Lady Beryl would rather not...
It's quite all right, George. Now, let me see. I was standing here.
Exactly there?
I believe so.
Mr. Ross, are you quite certain that that is the position in which Lady Beryl was standing?
Well, if you'll pardon my saying so, Lady Beryl, just for the sake of accuracy, you understand, I believe you were standing just a bit further to your left.
A little to your left, Lady Beryl. Like that?
Yes, I'd say right there.
Good. Now, Lady Beryl had a revolver in her hand.
Mr. Holmes.
That is correct.
In which hand?
My right hand.
Mr. Ross?
That's right. Lady Beryl's right hand.
Lord Beryl, do you happen to have a revolver in the house?
Yes, I have.
May I have it?
I'm not going to ask my wife to...
Yes, I am. If your wife has no objection.
Of course she has objections.
I have no objections, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, excellent. A .38 caliber. Do you notice, Watson, that it's patterned very closely after the Schmidt-Holtz, the revolver in question? Lady Beryl, is that the way you held it?
I believe so.
Mr. Ross?
Yes, it was like that.
Mr. Ross, I'd like you to think very hard. A great deal depends on what you're going to say now. As far as you can remember, that was the position of Herr Oberstein's body?
Yes.
And where in relation to Herr Oberstein's body and Lady Beryl were the broken eyeglasses?
Over there.
There?
Yes.
Watson, were there any glasses on the floor when you found the body?
Absolutely not.
You're positive?
Positive. That's right. I didn't know what I was saying. There were no glasses on the floor at all.
There weren't any glasses on the floor when you found Lady Beryl bending over the body. But there were when you sent Herr Oberstein crashing to the ground. Before you run, Mr. Ross, look at Lady Beryl.
I don't understand this, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, very simple, really. Herr Oberstein approached you with an offer to buy Foreign Office secrets. You threw him out. Then Ross contacted him, prepared to sell him the secrets.
Well, there's nothing missing from the safe.
Of course not. If you sold anything, you'd have been found out. Herr Oberstein came here expecting to buy. You opened the safe, showed him the papers he wanted. He put his glasses on to examine them. And then when he paid you, you smashed his skull in. He fell, breaking his glasses. His revolver dropped from his pocket. Then you replaced the papers, pocketed the money, and left.
It's a lie.
Why, you filthy...
The unfortunate point occurred when Lady Beryl discovered the body. You read the evidence incorrectly.
I thought the gun was my husband's.
Similar, but not the same.
And the glasses.
A very common variety of frame. You gathered up the pieces, except a few fragments, and threw the frames away.
Yes.
Then you lied to protect your husband.
Yes.
Nina.
Brilliant, Holmes. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Watson.
My humble and very grateful thanks, Mr. Holmes.
It's been a pleasure to help so brave and noble a woman.
I'm still not quite certain what's happened, but I know we shall both be forever indebted to you.
Searched the whole garden, Holmes. Couldn't find anything but this old pair of glasses. They're broken at that.
Really?
Mr. Holmes has solved the entire case, Inspector.
He has? How?
By the little things, Lestrade. The little things that one must remember. The little things that make the difference between success and disaster. One must never forget that the difference between...
Good heavens.
Watson!
What is it, Holmes?
I left the gas on under the experiment. All Baker Street will be blown up.
Holmes, I turned it off. Stay. Hold that. Holmes. 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 Holmes.
Now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.